Alright, so here we go. Startup guide number video 17. So excited. Almost done my startup guide. Pushing video number 17. Now, like I said, this is going to take much longer than an hour to do this startup guide. I mentioned that in the very beginning, and I'm mentioning it again now. I mean, obviously by now you should have figured out that it's going to take longer than an hour in order to do this. And during this hour, you're not going to be making 10K an hour. This is a startup guide to lead into my guide. I mean, obviously you can't just jump into this, and start making 10K an hour. That would be absurd. You need to have a little bit of preparation, and you need to, and not preparation H, I might add. You need to have a little bit of preparation. You need to kind of learn the auction house on your server before you even want to start doing this. Like if you're completely unfamiliar with prices on the auction house, then you might want to watch it for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. One of my friends told me that there's an actual add-on that watches prices for you or something like that. You apparently look up an item and it watches the price. I don't know how it works. I have no idea how it works. I was kind of like taken back when I heard that there's an add-on that apparently simulates human intelligence, which I just find that to be completely absurd, and I do not think it's possible. So I wouldn't even recommend using this add-on that was mentioned to me by my friend. I don't even remember the name because I just laughed when I heard it. There's no way an add-on can watch prices for you and tell you what the average price is. It's just not possible. But I had to take a drink of coffee. But as I mentioned before, you want to skip this boss. There's really no point in waiting through the cinematic for that boss, because it's a pain in the ass to wait through the cinematic, and then you're gonna have to go back and kill the boss if you want to kill the boss. Usually, when I was running Utgard Pinnacle at level 80, I'd kill this whole entire room, and then I'd run back in and kill the boss. My group would always start yelling, be like, "Dude, you missed the boss!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm clearing stuff as we wait." And they'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then they run up here and start helping me. But it's one of those things where like right now I would run back and fight the boss if I actually wanted to clear the boss, but I don't because it's a waste of time. So unless you want the achievement, you'll need to clear this boss, and you'll need to clear the trophy room boss as well, which are the only two bosses I'm missing for this achievement because I've never done them on this character, because I can't stand doing them. They're annoying and they're a waste of time when it comes to farming. But if you want to do them once to get the achievement, more power to you. Feel free. I mean, doing it once isn't going to make or break this guide. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned in my previous Utgard Pinnacle videos, that pack back there, you will be wanting to kill this little pack. It's only 2 mobs, but it does add a little, like, they have a chance, obviously to drop Frostweave, which is where all of your money's going to be coming from. And I can't stress to you enough how important it is to pretty much kill everything. The only mob in this whole entire instance that I do wind up skipping is a single Scourge Hulk towards the end, because Scourge Hulks have like double the HP of those mobs, and they have the same pretty much drop rate of everything as those mobs. So there's really no reason to kill that kill the Scourge Hulk. I've pretty much covered every single thing there is to cover about this instance. Had a brain fart and wasn't watching my cooldown on my ability, so I kind of just stood there doing nothing. In my other Utgard Pinnacle videos, I've covered the Scatty fight, how to do it. It'll differ based on your class. So there is pretty much nothing left for me to say about Utgard Pinnacle. So I have to think of something really, I have to think of bleed into something else to talk about. Yeah, I honestly, well, one thing I'd like to say, I mean, it's not really pertaining to 10K an hour farming, but if you want to raise your old Wrath reputations, if you wear their tabards while running this instance, you will get reputation with them. Only the level 80 instances will give you reputation if you're wearing their tabards. Like, you can't run Gundrak with that tabard on and expect to get reputation with Kieran Tor. It's just not going to happen. But if you grab their tabards and then you run these instances, you will get reputation with them. That's it's not going to make you more money. In fact, it'll probably make you less money because you're going to have to spend time to run over and get there to bards, but it's kind of just if you like being like me and you like having a bunch of max reputations, you know, when you scroll down your reputation list and you have like 50 reputations that you've moved to inactive because they're all maxed exalted, you know, 999 out of 1,000, you know, it's just a cool feeling, and I like having a bunch of max reputations, especially on my main character, which is my paladin. I'm only missing like 2 grindable reputation, which are Brood of Nazdurumu and Hydraxian Waterlords, just because they take forever. I'm actually not going to do another Utgard Pinnacle run after this because I'm getting a lot of stuff and that pack's getting kind of full. So, I mean, I probably could squeeze another run in there, but just for the sake of not, you know, wasting any more of our time, rather, making another video for an instance that you already pretty much know everything about because I've told you everything about it. I'm just going to skip that and I'm going to move on to the last vashj'ir and then Goldthorn immediately after that. And then it's off to the auction house, which I haven't checked my videos yet to know if I'm going to need to take a break in between vashj'ir and Goldthorn, or Goldthorn and the auction house. I may need to take a break in order to compress everything. I haven't seen how many gigs I have left on my hard drive, but I assume it's right around probably 170 after all of these videos. So I might need to compress them before I transition to the auction house video, which would mean I'd be able to show you the auction house video around prime time, which is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, because that's when the auction house is the most active, and that's when I'm going to be buying the most, selling the most. And actually, that sounds just about good. I'll be able to show you the auction house during prime time. It'll be like 6 Eastern, which will be like 3 Pacific, so it'll be like the very, very, very beginning of prime time. This is an Eastern server, so it'll be kind of more prime time for this server than it would be, you know, if you play on like a Pacific Coast server. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, if you're wondering about prime time kind of ends at 9 EST. Well, no, not 9 EST. That's wrong to say. 9 PST. So, you know, add 3 hours to 9, which would be about midnight Eastern. Which, you know, it'll start the population will start to drop off around like 10 Eastern. I mean, it really depends on your server. It depends on how late people are up, what day it is. If it's a weekend, people will be up later. So, you know, you won't see a real population drop until it passes midnight Pacific time. And then, you know, once it passes midnight Pacific time, which is like 3 a.m. Eastern, which I'm usually still up at that time, then you're going to see a large drop-off in population. There's going to be like 10 people standing at the auction house instead of 50. So, pretty much throughout the course of the day and throughout the course of the week, you want to check the auction house less than you would on weekends and than you would at prime time. Like when it's prime time, you want to check the auction house just as much as you farm vashj'ir. Pretty much after you do anything, you want to just log on and check the auction house. In fact, because if that's all you did, you would be farming vashj'ir, logging off, checking the auction house, logging off, farming vashj'ir, logging off, checking the auction house, and you'd have to repeat that for all of prime time, which would make you go insane. So during that period of time, usually during prime time, I will sometimes skip out on vashj'ir, depending on what I'm farming. Like, say, like, I don't know, nothing's really selling that's of that much importance. Like, I mean, if Frostweave or, you know, Netherweave or Runecloth is selling like hotcakes, then you will want to, farm them, of course. But, vashj'ir is kind of just an added bonus when it comes to my guides. It's not, or it is a necessity. It'll take up a whole bunch of different markets, especially the volatile life market, which is extremely good to be a part of, rather. But besides that, it doesn't have that much. It doesn't have that much more to it. So it's one of those things where I don't know. Use your best judgment, I guess. Is what I'm trying to say. When it comes to certain things like that, it just if you want to check the auction house as much as possible. That's why what I generally do during prime time is I replace doing vashj'ir with checking the auction house. or if nothing's selling and say obsidian ore is selling extremely well, or I don't have any herbs, like right now Almar has a bunch of herbs on him, so due to the fact that I have an abundance of herbs, there's no reason to farm more herbs and throw more herbs on him. Frostweave Cloth and Netherweave is selling so much better right now, so I'd be better off farming for that rather than farming vashj'ir for more of an item that I already have too much of. Now, okay, I'm about 10 minutes through this video, so I'll be able to kill this pack and maybe the next pack, and then I'll have to restart the video for the king. And then I'll be able to show you, I'll be able to do pretty much vashj'ir in that next video. And then I'll be able to transition into gold thorn farming. So that's something nice. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. My dog came downstairs, so I'm petting her right now. Trying to think of what I was saying. Oh yes, I'm gonna stop this video, right before the boss and stuff like that. Say hi, Hanny. She's too shy. Okay, I pretty much have enough now. I think I mentioned during my previous video that the one that I lost my narration for. What I did mention is the closest places outside of Ukar Pinnacle in order to mail your stuff, which one of the close places is Vengeance Landing for Horde, and I'm pretty sure the other one is it's West something for Alliance. It's on the eastern side. I can picture it in my mind. I can picture exactly what the town looks like, but I can't think of the exact name. Like I said, it's West something, Westguard Keep or something like that, I want to say. I'm going to save my trinket for the boss. As I've mentioned time and time again, you can, if you have a PvP trinket, it'll help with the boss a lot. But yeah, I'm going to transition into my next video now, and hopefully, pray that Audacity doesn't crash on me, because I'll cry if it does.